Hello. Today has just been one of those days where reality kind of sets in and you kind of realize that the world you live in is not, it's worse than what you actually thought it was. So, this has been something that's been bothering me. It's been bothering a lot of people all around the country, all around the world. Um, a couple of weeks ago, at the end of February, there was a young man, 17 years old, the same age as my little sister. Um, he had just come from the store. He was walking through a gated community where he was in town visiting his father, and he was by gunned down by, and I hate to say this, but based purely off the fact that he was black in a predominantly Caucasian white community. And I listened to some of the 911 calls earlier, and it was just horrible. You could hear the young man in the back screaming and pleading for his life. And this man just gunned down this innocent boy based off the fact that he was wearing a hoodie and was dressed a particular way and was a particular color in a particular neighborhood. He felt threatened. And this guy hasn't been charged with any crime. He's still walking the streets freely. And this kid is dead. He's gone. Our brother, our son, is gone. And it seems as if no one cares. We're too wrapped up in things that don't matter. We're too wrapped up in our own way, in our own things, to take a second to care about someone or to care about something that not only affects the black community, but it affects everyone. This is not just a black problem. This is a problem. It's the issue of race. People are so afraid to speak on it. People are so uncomfortable about race and are too afraid to acknowledge it, to stand up and say, hey, there is white privilege. Hey, you know, blacks and especially blacks and other minority groups are discriminated against. People are too cowardly to sit down and talk about the issues. Instead, we're keeping quiet and sweeping these issues under the rug day in and day out. And then when things like this happen, it's like, wow, this is 2012. Things like that are supposed to happen. But they are happening every day. A 17-year-old kid was murdered because he was black, strictly based off the color of his skin. And there's a debate about the actual race or the color of the guy that gunned him down. Some say the guy's Hispanic, some say he's white. His last name is Zimmerman. I don't know. From the looks of it, I could understand the confusion. I really don't know what color he is. I really don't care what color he is, because you don't have to be white to discriminate against an African American or anyone else, in a minority group. Stereotypes are not, just because I'm black doesn't mean that I'm automatically comfortable. I'm not saying that I'm uncomfortable around, people in my race, but this is just an example. Just because you're a part of a certain group does not mean that you can't discriminate against people within that group. And it saddens me to the core. And I had to fight back tears because, it's horrible. And as I said before, I have a lot to say about a lot of things, and I just felt like I needed to make this video. I needed to speak about this because it hurts and it bothers me that we lose so many of our black brothers and sisters, but especially our black brothers, to senseless acts of violence against each other and from other people. You know, when will we live in 2012? We have sent men to the moon. You know, we have a cell phone, which basically is our miniature computers. We have come so far in so many ways. Yet when it comes to race and sexual orientation and the fair treatment of women and people in general that are not rich white males in this country or in this world, period, it's like we're stuck in the Stone Age. It's like we're still engaged. And it hurts and it bothers me. I'm a black woman. I'm a black lesbian woman, and there are so many cards stacked against me. You know? And it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to walk where you want to walk. Now, if this young man just so happened to have been white with his exact same outfit on, would he have been murdered? And if he was murdered, would there be this much silence? Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people, but would it be this much silence if this kid was white and was gunned down by the same man, or worse, by a black man? There are things in this world that we don't have control over, but there are more things that we do have control over. And as black people, we need to learn how to speak up and be vocal. We have voices, and I'm here to be a voice to those that are too afraid, too busy, or too what the fuck ever to speak up. I'm going to speak up, because I cannot no longer sit around and keep things inside of me. I cannot sit around any longer and watch the world around me just fall apart due to ignorance and stereotypes and generalizations. I can't sit around and I can't take this anymore. We lost a brother, we lost a son. Somebody loved that kid. It could have been you, it could have been your son, it could have been your best friend, it could have been your boyfriend, it could have been whatever. We need to start protecting each other. We need to start taking up for one another. We can no longer sit around and wait for a white voice to be our leader. Because these white liberals turn their heads whenever something is going on with us. This skin, this color. Probably looking like, oh, she's not even that dark, she's light skinned. Whatever, that's another video. But like I said before, I've read the stories, I've signed the petition, which I'll post a link in the description box. Sign the petition. This guy needs to be off the streets. And there needs to be some action taken. We cannot sit around and wait for something else like this to happen. We have to be our own voices. Where is the fight in this generation? Let's turn off these NBA games. Let's turn off this NFL shit. Let's turn off Basketball Wives. Let's turn off, Bad Girls Club. Let's turn off these reality TV shows and start getting our heads off the TV set. Let's get our heads. I mean, it's okay to watch these things, but let's be more aware of what the hell is going on around us. Don't wait until a million bazillion people fucking die or are harmed or hurt before we stand up and say, okay, something's got to give. Now, this video is getting a little long, so I just wanted to get on here and talk about that. And I just want to send out some good vibes to you and yours. And, Trayvon's family, they're in my thoughts, they're in my heart. He's in my heart. I didn't know the kid, but he's my brother, my black brother. And, so, what do you think about the situation? How do you all feel about it? But I'm going to get out of here and let you all go. and I hope to see you all soon. So make today better than yesterday. Okay? You only get one life. Let's live it. And let's do this. Gotta go now. See you all later.